Welcome to a series with Tobo Sigwe, Ikolomuo. I want to discuss on Ogbanje, Amosu and Ndi Mmili. But before I proceed, I need to warn that I will not go deep into it for obvious reasons. That it can only, there is little you can unravel about some certain things. I'm trying to, I want to treat this issue on academic level. For example, Amosu, I'm not an Amosu, so I'm not sure I can deal on the issue beyond some certain point. What I'm trying to do here is for us to stop having some misconceptions about some of these things, because we have demonized Amosu to be something bad, as in witchcraft to be something bad. And we have also demonized water spirit to the extent that those who have water connection or water husband or water partner or whatever are being asked to go for deliverance, one form of deliverance or the other. There is nothing wrong with you if you have a water connection or you're having an affair with your water partner and all those things, but there is nothing bad or even weird about it. However, I want to explain this phenomenon to some people who have some certain misconceptions about them. I'm starting with Ogbanje. Ogbanje basically means to go. In the literal sense of the word Ogbanje, it means Ogbanje, Ogbanje, Ogbanje. Ogbanje means what? To go and find out, to go somewhere. Even in Igbo language, say biagbaje ka ijelu mozi, biagbaje mozi. So Ogbanje means Ogbanje. That means to go to the world. Someone who is coming to the world, Balanje, Ogbanje. That means to come to the world. So naturally, every human is an Ogbanje. Some people believe that Ogbanje means if a child comes to the world, the child dies and goes back, keeps coming, and all those kind of abiku behavior. No. Ogbanje, every person is an Ogbanje. Everybody that is coming to this world is an Ogbanje. However, there are some people who come to the world and want to exit very early. Some people come to the world and want to exit very early. They don't want to get into the toys and sufferings of the world attached with growing up, with adulthood. So at early stage of their life, they exit the stage. Now, there are some people who want to go the full haul. They want to go the full mile. So we are all on a journey in this world. That means we humans, all of us are what? Ogbanje. However, on a deeper level, Ogbanje means higher beings who are on a journey to this world. I explained to you what Ogbanje means on a literal level, and it shows, that's to show you that everybody is an Ogbanje. But however, on a deeper level, if you go deeper, there is now a different, another side of the meaning of the word Ogbanje, which means beings, human beings who have come to this world, but they are not on the same level with their fellow human beings. So while everyone is on a journey in this world, everyone's capabilities and potentialities are not all the same level. So there are higher beings. So these higher beings are also referred to, are the ones that are now being referred to generally as Ogbanje. So an Ogbanje's chances of surviving the vicissitudes, the harsh reality of life is high. It's higher than your average human being. Thus, an Ogbanje can weather storms and attacks of life without resorting to rituals, or any form of extraneous or external buffer or supplement. Remember, life is survival of the fittest. So in this world of survival of the fittest, Ogbanjes are the highest, or should I say the most fittest? As in, why do I call them the most fittest? They do not resort to any form of ogu. They do not resort to any form of ritual. They do not resort to any form of voodooism to survive the vicissitudes of life, to survive the attacks of life. That's what some people call grace, or some people say they are the cats with 9 lives. So an Ogbanje person is not your average human being. An attack that will kill, that will eliminate an ordinary human being who does not have ogu, who does not have any form of defense mechanism, is not going to do anything to an Ogbanje. The Ogbanje is a real one and Hana. They are well protected. They came to this world with higher potentialities, with higher capabilities. So basically, this is what Ogbanje means. Now, I want to discuss about Amosu. An Amosu is an average human being. It's not like an Ogbanje that I said is a higher being with higher potentialities. Now, no, Amosu is just an average human being that understands that life is deeper than it seems. An Amosu understands that life is survival of the fittest. And consequently, they consciously go about to make themselves capable of surviving the battles of life. So an Amosu is an average human being who is wearing a kind of protective vest, bulletproof vest, to survive the harsh realities of life. So they equip themselves metaphysically. It is this metaphysical process of equipping themselves that is called Amosu. So an Amosu came to this world as an average and normal human being, but either at the point of birth or later in life, they go about looking for ways to equip themselves metaphysically to survive the realities of life, to survive the competitive nature of life, to have an edge over their fellow ordinary human beings. It is this edge that now gives them the extrasensory ability, paranormal abilities that they exhibit. So, like I said, the process of making oneself metaphysically fit is the process of Amosu. This is now what we mean by ili Amosu. I say when I'm ili Amosu, no lilo obome, no lilo oboma, ili Amosu. That means it's something that is done in this physical world. And ili Amosu really, you become an Amosu either at the point of birth, your family gets you to eat it, or somewhere later in life, you decide to join. So an Amosu level of operation depends on the person level of metaphysical power acquired. All Amosu are not on the same level. We have Nursery 1 Amosu, Nursery 2 Amosu, Primary 1 Amosu, Primary. We have higher level Amosu. So it depends on the level, the type of Amosu you are initiated into. There are 2 major reasons people join Amosu. 1, to live a long life in this life of uncertainty. One of the main reasons, there are 2 major reasons people join Amosu. The first one is to live a long life. So people join Amosu to live a long life. The second one is to protect themselves from any form of attack from opponents, and also to attack any passive opponent neatly. Mark the word neatly. So many people always say that when they point an innocent person and say the person is an amusu, that the person tried to attack them. No. Once you are not amusu, you cannot know who is an amusu. It takes only an amusu to know a fellow amusu. If you are an ordinary human being, I'm sorry, I'm telling you clearly now, you cannot know who an amusu is. If you are an ordinary human being, you cannot know, because an amusu attack is neat. An amusu do not attack anybody who is higher than the person, than the amusu. An amusu preys on lower beings, on lower humans, who are not protected, who are defenseless. Just like a lion attacks lower forms of animal. That's how amusu preys on lower animals, on lower humans who have no form of protection. So many people accused of being amusu are more often than not amusu. They don't know anything, that they are innocent of those forms of all those accusations. Why? Because amusu attack are clean and clinical. So when someone amusu is attacking you, I'm telling you right now, you won't know. You will never know. It takes only an amusu to know an amusu, and an amusu can only attack those who are lower than him. He cannot go for those who are higher than him, because he understands that he will lose those battles. He will lose that kind of battle. So an amusu person is not stupid to attack someone who is higher than him. Finally, I want to talk about Ndi Mmili. Ndi Mmili. Ndi Mmili are basically Ndi Mmili were biowa. Those who came to the world through water, or to those who belong to water, who dwell in water before deciding to come to this world and have, as in physically. We have beings living on every element. We have beings living in the air. We have beings living underneath the earth. Even inside the fire, the most hottest part of this world, we have beings living there. They wear clothing that will help them to survive in that kind of existence. Now, in this physical existence, for you to survive in this physical existence, you need the human body. So, Ndi Mmili are beings who are living inside the water and decide to take the human flesh to exist in this human body. So we must acknowledge that there are different strata of existence, and life exists beyond these ordinary eyes. However, it appears that those from water are the most assertive and most demanding whenever they come into this material existence known as the physical world. So it exists. We have people who belong to the water, I don't know whether I should say water kingdom, that who are existing on this physical side. Is real. I would like to end this by saying that Ndi Mmili does not mean one seeing himself or herself inside water in the night. That's not what Ndi Mmili means. One can be an Onye Mmili, one can belong to the water. Yes, such person do not see him or herself inside water. One can even be an Onye Mmili and do not like to go near physical water. However, an Onye Mmili will one way or the other appease or be at peace with his or her water roots. This as much as I can treat the Ndi Mmili topic. Perhaps in the future, if there is any reason to go deeper than what I did today, I will not hesitate to do that. If you have any question as regards to the issue I've treated today in this topic, in regards to Ogbanje, Amosu and Ndi Mmili, please, you can ask in the comment section. If things that I have the answers to, I will not hesitate to answer them. Thank you.
If you love the video you just watched, please like and subscribe, and also share the video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you love it. Thank you. I don't want to be